Welcome back to Real Phonies, where we take a love for movies and television and combine it with very little knowledge about movies and television. I'm your host, Christian. Join me and my co-host, Joseph.
Yellow.
Jay here. Back again with Hollywood Scuttlebutt. We have a pretty exciting week of news in Hollywood, Joseph.
We do. I do want to say you've been favoring me in your intros, and I feel like Hurt deserves a little first billing every once in a while.
Well, the problem is Kaka is such a good ending.
That's a good point.
I don't think you can go after
it. Does.
How do you follow that? Yeah. You don't have anything special.
I don't have. I have nothing. Absolutely nothing special about me. Never mind. Continue the way that you've been doing it.
If Ian were here, I would switch off. Jay, you would get first billing if not for the Kaka.
Yeah, fair enough. We got some news for you this week. First and foremost, probably some disappointing news to people who loved Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. There is a sequel coming. That's the good news. The bad news is not till 2022 because animation takes a long-ass time.
That is a long time.
4 years after the first one.
Yeah.
And
it took like 3 years to make this one, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I think when the announcement came in like 2015, and the little short thing they posted for it had a bunch of different spider logos on there, interesting ones. Jessica Drew, Carnage, I believe, was on there. I'm trying to remember some others, and I'm drawing blanks. But hopefully we get different spider people this time.
Yeah. Well, if this looks as good or better than the last one, and I'm saying just visually, it's worth the 4 years late.
Yeah.
Make sure this looks as good as that, because that was an excellent, besides just being an excellent movie, was just a really great looking movie.
Absolutely. Bring Oscar Isaacs back.
I forgot what we were talking about. What are we talking about?
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse 2.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. I like the 2099.
Yeah.
We've been in this for like 40 seconds, and you've already zoned out. Who are you, me?
Yeah, I know, right? It's starting early. This is only going to get worse from here. Also, as far as general sequels you knew were coming, we got Ant-Man 3, directed by Peyton Reed, who's done the first two. This is fine news.
I would say it's very good news. I really enjoyed the Ant-Man movie.
There are people who are like that, and they're wrong. But,
I think not enjoying them is because maybe you're a hateful prick.
There's just a lot of animosity in this room today.
Mostly directed towards you.
Yeah, that's fair. I tend to draw that out of people.
I think these movies are exactly what they intended to be, which is comical heists in a superhero universe.
Yeah.
I think they achieved that right on the nose, and I'll watch another one.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my shot glass and my booze and taking a shot every time they say quantum in the next one, and then I will die.
We blast her. I enjoy the first two. I think they're fun. Interesting that this will probably be the first trilogy directed by one person.
That's true. That's a good point.
I don't know when.
And what a talented... I'm being shitty on Peyton Reed. You're probably fine.
So, the second one was upping the ante of Ant-Man and Wasp. Surely they won't just call this Ant-Man 3. What do you think the ante-up will be?
Well, now that we have Michelle Pfeiffer
I love
back,
ante-up, though. That's fucking great.
That's fun. I'm saying Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, too. And with de-aging technology and stuff, I could even see them maybe doing a story told in 2 time frames.
That would be cool. You've pitched the Fantastic Four being from the 60s.
Right.
I think it'd be really fun if that's how you introduced that group, was like Ant-Man and Wasp from like the 70s, their adventures.
Right.
And also like tie it into some things that were going on in the Marvel Universe during that period.
Totally. That would be dope.
I don't care about the Jumanji trailer. There was a new Jumanji trailer. It didn't really outline that much more than we didn't already know. But
it will make a lot of money.
It will make a lot of money.
It doesn't need our hype.
I'm more excited about Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, Jungle Cruise looks more fun. Have you guys noticed? Maybe you don't. If you follow The Rock on Twitter, he's now started using Jumanji Movie Universe.
Oh, good.
As a hashtag. So it seems like The Rock has plans for more money.
I think The Rock always has plans for more. I will say, as much as I'm being down on this franchise as a whole, I think Jack Black is having a great time, and I'm having a great time because he's having a great time.
The first time I watched the second one, I really enjoyed it. The second time, not so much.
Right.
But
if I have the same experience this time, at least I'll know. Just watch it once.
Yeah. Fair enough. Immediately after our last episode, as tends to happen when we record on a Monday, the new and final trailer for The Mandalorian came out during a football game.
Yep.
Have we talked about how bananas that is that geek shit premieres during the football game?
There's a good explanation in that Disney owns ESPN, and ESPN shows Monday Night Football. So if 20 million people are watching Monday Night Football, then it's like easy promotion for them.
I guess I just think that, everybody always says, oh man, if I could travel back in time and tell 5-year-old me this, that would blow my mind. I think of all the things you could say that about now, that would probably do it the most. Oh yeah, there's superhero movies and Star Wars movies all the fucking time. And it's such a big deal they premiere it on Monday Night Football.
True.
For the people who kick your ass.
Yep. Right now.
Right.
They're going to claim to love the shit you love.
Right.
Today.
I mean, that's me now. I watched the football game just to watch the football game, and then the
Yeah,
trailer came out.
yeah.
We are the target audience, goddammit. You're the weirdo. Let's beat him up.
Right.
Those of us who like both.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, again, the production value on this show looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
looks phenomenal. I'm excited about the aesthetic. I've always been a big fan of the idea of I think we all are, of exploring the universe outside of the Jedi and like the Skywalkers, because that's one of the things that makes the universe so interesting, is it just feels so rich, and
Right.
we haven't gotten to see it from this perspective yet, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, the closest you got was Solo, and
it got a little Disneyfied.
yeah, I'm just really excited to see it not from established characters.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
Solo had to check boxes.
Right.
And so I want to see it from characters that we know nothing about, and we could just live inside that world. This trailer is cool as shit. The show looks cool as shit. This episode comes out on Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be watching The Mandalorian.
Also, Werner Herzog as a Star Wars character
weird.
seems like some shit from, what's the Seth Green show with the toys?
Robot Chicken?
Yeah.
Robot
Robot
Chicken.
Chicken.
It seems like a skit from Robot Chicken, Like, that's just weird.
And they have a lot of Werner Herzog in this trailer.
Yeah.
The whole narration.
It's all him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty great.
Let's see. Famous actress Elizabeth Banks has recently been exploring other career options. She is directing the new Charlie's Angels reboot with Kristen Stewart and the girl from the new Aladdin, whose name I can't remember. Nope, can't remember. I almost went for it, and then I was like, nah, I don't believe in myself. But she's also apparently starting up a show called Superhero High. That's exactly what it sounds like, a high school for probably super children, as it looks like a family-friendly kind of show.
Have you guys ever watched Superhero Girls?
No.
It's the current high school.
Have you?
I have. My children love Superhero Girls, where the entire DC universe all goes to Metropolis High. And I imagine this is going to be very similar to that.
That sounds fun.
You know what? There are worse.
I think it's canon on this podcast that I do not like Elizabeth Banks. She was the worst part of a really good show and the worst part of a really okay show.
Was the OK show Scrubs?
The okay show was Scrubs. That's correct. The really good show was
30 Rock.
So I'm never excited about anything she's involved in. It might, you guys, well, particularly, I say you guys, I mean Joseph, are more likely to just be irrationally hateful about things than I am. I'm not really about much, but I think I am about Elizabeth Banks. I think
You are about hating Elizabeth
Yeah.
Banks specifically.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to watch this. But, I mean, there's a few more topics on the subject, but what we really gotten into is HBO Max.
Oh, is this an HBO Max
This
thing
is an
also?
HBO Max
Oh, damn, I meant to save this for later, but that's fine.
Yeah, a bunch of DC shows. that
Yeah.
weren't- or not a bunch.
Well,
A couple were announced.
They've announced a Green Lantern animated TV show. Is it?
Was it? I don't think it's
Oh, it's not
I think
animated.
it's animated.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Also made by Greg Berlanti, who famously made the Green Lantern movie with starring Ryan Reynolds. So
Ryan Reynolds' favorite movie.
I don't know that we should have any more hope for this than we should have the other one. But either way, they seem to be exploring other DC shows. I think Swamp Thing is going to be on there too.
Well, there's this Strange Tales is the other one.
Strange Tales, yeah.
Yeah, so it stands the chance of having like Swamp Thing, Adam Strange, a lot of like stranger DC characters in it. Is Greg Berlanti, is he also the guy who does all the crappy CW shows?
I believe he is.
See, that's the thing. I was excited about all this until I was like, oh, more of this guy?
Yeah.
Because those shows are like fucking toast with no butter, man. They are dry. They are boring.
Yep.
Like, I know people who love them, and I respect that, but they just bore the piss out of me.
Green Lantern's a character that probably 16 to 20-year-old me, if you'd ask me what's my shit, I would say Green Lantern.
Yeah.
And it's one that I would love for it to work in live action, But the closer we get to it being a reality, the more I'm like, no, don't fucking touch it. Just don't do it.
Well, the thing about you saying he was also involved with the Green Lantern movie, though. See, to me, that sort of makes me excited because my only real problem with the Green Lantern movie is it tries to be like 3 movies.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And none of it lands. I think with more space, it could.
Yeah.
But again, I don't have a lot of faith in this guy because of the TV shows. And also, it's Green Lantern, you got to land the special effects. And I don't know if they're going to do that for TV, even if it's HBO.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to try to model it after the Disney Plus model in that, here's $200 million. You got 6 hours. Make it work.
I hope so, because that would be dope.
I mean, we haven't seen any of the Disney Plus shit yet, but I think we're all pretty confident that it looks like they're doing a good job.
Okay, so this is called HBO Max, right?
Yep.
I'm going to try to see if I understand this. Okay, there's HBO Go that is a website for streaming HBO if you have HBO on your cable service.
That's true.
That's my understanding.
There's HBO Now, which is for streaming that exact same shit if you don't have a cable service for like $14 a month.
That's also correct.
This is HBO Max, which is that plus some other shit you can't get on the network.
Correct. I believe HBO Max is the name that they're going with for the Warner Brothers streaming service specifically. So it's going to be everything Warner Brothers owns because Warner Brothers owns HBO. They own DC.
Right.
I believe they didn't say this, but there was rumor when they first started talking about a Warner Brothers streaming service, a Harry Potter show.
Right.
I don't know if that stuff is going to be separate or not because same thing, what do you do with DC Universe? Do you roll that into it?
Why does that even exist anymore? Well, and my main question would be, will this be like when Watchmen comes on at 8 o'clock on Sunday night?
Will it be available?
Will it be available?
Yeah.
Because that'll be the big checkbox if I get it or not. If that's true, then yeah, why wouldn't I get this and fucking cancel it on a cable service? But if not, then it becomes whichever one of these I pick, I'm kind of a chump. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I'm torn because I don't really know that there's a lot of like the new things that they're putting out that like I need that I wouldn't get on the HBO because I don't actually know. Like you said, I don't know what's going to go on HBO Go and HBO Now versus HBO Max. But I do know HBO Max is getting all the Studio Ghibli films,
right?
Which
that's awesome.
Previously had been like the studio had been hardlining. We will not stream any of this shit. So I'll probably get it for at least a month.
That's interesting because didn't Disney do all the U.S. releases for those movies?
Mm-hmm.
Well, also, they're getting Rick and Morty, so I'm assuming that means they're getting all the Adult Swim stuff.
Yeah, they're getting Rick and Morty, which that's owned by Times Warner.
Right.
So, it would make sense.
Well, my main thing is if that's the case, I hope they have all the Space Ghost shit because that's my shit. But also, maybe we'll finally get some closure on Metalocalypse. Like if they're really trying to compete with Netflix, they're just going to be throwing everything at the wall, and we might get some cool shit out of it.
Yeah, I heard that it was the two like back catalog things that really were Rick and Morty and Doctor Who are both going to HBO Max. And, one of the things that is in this realm that was announced was a new Game of Thrones TV show. Mm-hmm. But I never understood if it was going on HBO or if it's going on HBO Max.
Right.
Like, the Green Lantern show, I believe, is not going to be on HBO.
Right, it's going to be on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's hard to think you wouldn't put Game of Thrones.
Right, because it's originally an HBO property, not a Warner Brother property.
But yet you're announcing it at this press conference for this other thing.
Right.
It's fucking confusing.
It is confusing.
What's really confusing about the Game of Thrones show is it's not the one they've been filming.
Right. Correct.
The one that has big stars attached to it.
Yeah. They've canned that show and are now giving us one, what is it called? Something of Dragons? Blood of Dragons? It's about Targaryens.
Yeah.
Blood of Fire, maybe? I don't remember.
Fire and Blood is their house motto or whatever.
Whatever. This got a series order with no stars attached. The only thing we know is George R. R. Martin is coming back to help write it.
Just to be clear, obviously it happened within the last week because it's on the same episode. But this happened like the same day.
Right.
Yeah.
As they made the announcements of the canceling of the one they've been hyping for several months now, and then announcing this new one that we don't know anything about.
I was more excited about the other one.
Agreed.
I think of this universe, the part I'm least excited about exploring is the Targaryens.
I don't know. See, my concern with the other one was that it sounded too much like the story that we had already gotten as far as like this grand scope myth of the
cyclical history.
Yeah, the great good versus the great evil kind of thing. I don't know if this is going to be in any way related to like the dance is it Dance of Dragons? I don't remember. So it's where it's
Yeah.
like infighting within the Targaryens,
Right.
where they're like dragons fighting dragons, and it's the same kind of political intrigue, but specifically kind of where the world's already more magical, and these people are fighting within the family, and that's an interesting dynamic that it's more of what we like, but with different people in a different time with a different setting.
If it turns out to be Dallas with dragons, I could get on board.
It kind of seems like it might be. With better special effects,
Right.
or with special effects at all.
I do agree. I'm with you, Hurt. I was more excited about the other one because I think there was a lot of shit that people wanted to know that the show didn't answer. And normally I'm okay with it, but that show's built so much on fantasy to really ignore the fantasy element of it.
Right.
Felt like a huge mistake. So I would have liked to have seen the other stuff. And the least interesting characters on the show were Targaryen people.
Right.
I liked the brother.
Okay.
I mean, I liked hating the brother,
Yeah.
but he was a compelling, interesting character.
He was aggressively evil, easy to hate.
Exactly.
There are two things that I would like to see on a show, and I've said it before, Robert's Rebellion.
Yep.
I like those characters, and that's it. I liked when the show, if you don't want fantasy to be a major element because you don't want to spend $15 million per episode, that's a really interesting time period where there wasn't magic and there wasn't dragons. The other one, I would have been interested in the fall of Valeria. I think that would make a really interesting story.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that's been really explored in any of the
Yeah.
lore, so you'd have a lot more reign without all the nerds writing the letters every week.
I'm sure that it's Martin putting his name on this one is the one that got.
Yeah.
I bet that was the deciding vote. Hey, I'll get on board with this one. Okay, shit, that's the one we're doing.
Yeah.
Just give me like a 3-part miniseries of Robert's Rebellion. That's all I need. It's
Yeah.
because we already know several of the characters.
Right.
You know the outcome. I just want to see like some of the battles. It's fine.
I just want to spend time with Rhaegar.
Yeah.
And, watch Robert Baratheon just murder people with a hammer.
Yeah. That sounds super fun.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that we have kind of related to this is old D&D David Benioff and D.B. Weiss.
Yeah.
Who were the showrunners for Game of Thrones, who had been supposedly developing a Star Wars trilogy, are no longer developing a Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, well, Netflix offered them a 7-figure deal to produce shit on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And like reasonable adults, they decided they'd take the money and step away from Star Wars.
And this was also one of those weird things where we as people who have been following this news over the last couple of months have noticed, like, Disney seems to be really stretching out this Star Wars thing. They've got The Mandalorian. They theoretically still have this Rian Johnson thing that's out there. They've got whatever, outside series they've got. They've got the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan series.
Kevin Feige movie.
They got the Kevin Feige movie. And then, there's supposedly 3 other movies by the Game of Thrones guys that we haven't heard anything about. So I'm not surprised that this got dropped.
I mean, also, their life's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah.
They were going to, particularly with how Game of Thrones wrapped up and how many people were unhappy with it, they were going to get a lot of crap from Star Wars fans before one fucking scene was seen.
Yeah, that's
true.
Starting fresh with something new, all they've got to worry about is the money that Netflix gave.
I do like the idea that 2 guys could be like the bane of every fan base's existence.
Yes,
if they just kept going.
Right.
Just funnel it all
Yeah.
in those guys. Rumor was the movie was going to be the origins of the Jedi, which is honestly not something I care to see.
No.
I would have liked to seen, as we've talked about before, these guys have been well suited for Knights of the Old Republic for a couple of reasons. It's Game of Thrones in space, and again, they were really strong at adapting a storyline to begin with. It's when they had to kind of lean on their own understanding that it became a problem. So there's so much expanded universe shit in that Knights of the Old Republic era. I feel like they actually probably could have done a good job crafting something out of what already existed.
Yeah.
I'm not sad to see them go. What did make me nervous was in Disney's statement, they seemed kind of interested in bringing them back eventually. And
Well, they got time. They'll see what their next product is.
yeah, let's get through it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not crying over it.
Yeah, let's bring back the Lego movie guys first.
Yeah,
And then give...
I'm Switzerland on this. I don't care one way or the other.
yeah.
Oh, what are you doing on this podcast?
I mean, these guys, how they ended Game of Thrones, and they were going to make that Confederacy show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about
Definitely,
that.
that Confederacy show should have made anyone leery of hiring him.
Yeah.
Because that's the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard.
Yeah. And they almost got a Star Wars show.
Very, very close to, and who knows, maybe in the future. But I think that's the news.
Hey.
Yeah. It's my catchphrase now,
Yep.
Ian. So join us a little bit later this week. I think we're going to be doing the best songs that were written specifically for movies with a bunch of criteria because it gets really complicated when you try and figure out what exactly that means. So join us a little bit later this week for that. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch with us and tell us other news things that we missed or which Star Wars properties you're excited about, you can reach us at realphonies@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Real Phonies and on Instagram at Real_Phonies. Thanks to Zach Evans for art and Brian Velasquez for our theme. We'll see you guys later.
Later.